Call a meeting of the Geneva Nuisance Committee to order. Geneva Nuisance Committee meetings are now live streamed and recorded. Your participation in the meeting is your consent to the recording and rebroadcasting of the meeting on the town's YouTube channel. Let the records reflect that all members of the committee are present, along with Matt Bullock, our town supervisor, and Lauren Swanson. Approval of the minutes from December 10th, 2025. Should have a copy of them, or send an electronic copy of them. If there are no corrections or additions, I would call for a motion to approve.
Sure. Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Minutes are approved. We have a request from Marty and Carol Leibarger on a light issue with the neighbor. I see they are not present at the time. I did receive a text that they are at a lawyer's office. We'll pass that for now. Go to property review. Current warnings and citations. We'll start at the top here, 400 North Main. Do we have any additional problems there? Are we compliant?
We got, for the majority of the picture, or for the majority of the properties, we do have pictures up here on the screen if you want, so you can see what we're actually looking at there. There's not been much change to this property. There's still a significant amount of debris in front of the building, as well as the overgrowth that hadn't been addressed. The only new thing we've noticed with this building, I know that goes to what we talked about with Mark Wynn, is the northern third of the building, between the picture windows and the top, we noticed that there are blocks missing now from that building.
Are them building blocks, or are them just the old asbestos tile?
They look like cinder blocks to me.
I think they're cinder blocks. It looks like from when you're actually out there, if you come up Pyle Street, which is where this picture's taken from, it looks like there's holes up there now.
You can see daylight through there to the roof?
You can see the opening in the building.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's below the roof grade or where that is, but you can definitely see some holes there. We can go back on the other picture. I don't remember those being there.
That's only happened probably in the last couple of months.
I've noticed he had his trailer there, and at one time it was empty, and now it's got a bunch of things piled up on it. Had a conversation with a gentleman the other day, and he said something about he's complaining we don't have enough dumpsters, crap like that. He's only had, what, a year and a half to get this done? Ever since we formed our committee.
The initial interaction with them stated that it would have been a year prior, or it would have been a year ago in October, that they were going to bring their own dumpsters in and take care of their garage and their miscellaneous other stuff. So we're, a year and a half past that, and they've not done anything, nor I don't believe they were present or brought anything for the last cleanup, because the last two cleanups we've had empty dumpster space that was available to be filled up, and it wasn't.
Have we had any conversation with them recently?
I don't know. I have not had any conversations, but
I have their invoice ready to go. I only did billing through the end of December, since we did have meetings in January and February, which I'll put in the minutes as well to document that we didn't have those meetings. So
I say we send the invoice and
it's
a
quite
letter,
high.
and
The letter is filled out talking about what our next steps are if it's not remedied within 60 days.
yeah. Well, we've got the major cleanup coming May the 5th, so, but I want it done before then. It needs to be done for them. We've waited.
May 30th.
Is it May 30th? I'm sorry, May 30th.
Mm-hmm.
We've waited too long. This needs to be done. 115 Lincoln, which is the same owner, the garage.
Yep, so this is the garage. There's also miscellaneous, as you can see toward the bottom of the picture, there's miscellaneous stuff around the garage also. So not only are we looking at an unsafe building, the roof's collapsing in. This is the front view. If you go just a little bit past our the west view, the roof has a large opening, gaping hole in it. Like I said, there's miscellaneous debris laying around the garage too, so it's kind of twofold on that property. It's the same property owners, just miscellaneous junk debris laying around in addition to the unsafe building, which again was going to be taken care of a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
I'll send a letter on that property as well when I send the invoice, because that is not safe.
And reference the conversation that we had with, I think it was with the lady.
Correct. She stated that when they called, like I said, would have been a year ago this past October. She said that they were in the busy season, that when they slowed down in the fall, the construction company that her husband works for, they were going to bring the equipment dumpsters home and they were going to take care of them themselves. And we made it to this past October and now we're here and there's been no change whatsoever.
Time to crack down.
So is that included in that 11,600? Is that a separate violation? Separate property, I guess.
Separate violation.
So what's the remedy? It's been deemed unsafe, so you give
Well,
them 60 days and they have to.
So we're saying it's unsafe. Mark Wynn's supposed to be coming down. We've got 4 or 5 properties that he needs to look at.
So can we give him 60 days to do that?
Have you talked with Mark lately, Lynn?
No, I have not. It's been difficult to get a hold of. I've sent some pictures that I need to follow up again with his office. We just sent them, or we're just sending them our contract renewal. So
If we didn't follow through in a year and a half, we need to set down.
Yeah. I mean, if he come down for a couple hours, he could probably see all the properties. We'd even be willing to take him to lunch if he did.
what I will do is I will call Mark's office and have an appointment arranged for a specific time so we can go over some of these properties with him. He can take his own pictures.
Sure.
We'll probably have to get Nick involved with some letters because of the nuisance. I don't want us to have to tear them down, but we will if we have to. 225 Mill Street. That seems to be compliant.
It's not gotten any worse.
With some ongoing issues there with the health of the one owner. But I think it looks a lot better than what it did.
Mm-hmm.
300 Mill Street.
They brought a backhoe in and started moving stuff. I seen an empty hopper trailer sitting down there, semi-trailer, so there's some progress being made there. So I guess at this point, as we have in the past, to stay consistent, we'll just monitor it for right now and hope for continued voluntary compliance.
I haven't seen the owner for a while. See what, we had all this bad weather in the winter and everything, kind of put a stop to everything.
Sure.
If I see him, I'll talk to him and maybe have an update at the next meeting. 205 Railroad.
Another Mark Wynn needs to review.
That'd be the old lumberyard office and then the buildings behind it.
Yeah. Those vehicles that are back there in the backyard, in those yards back there.
I think we need to, we'll send, for the vehicles, we can send notice to the property owner for them. Those fall under the nuisance ordinance. The buildings would fall under Mark Wynn, so we can send a letter for those vehicles.
Yeah, let's see if we can get the vehicles off there. That would be a good start. .330 Railroad.
The last time, every time we've sent him, he's had junk vehicles down there. Every time we send him a letter, he's got them taken care of within a couple weeks.
I didn't think it looked too bad yesterday at all.
No,
He needs to put some stone down to he's not gonna make a mud hole there when he starts parking everything in there. Because I think they just bought a house in another part of town, which is not gonna allow them vehicles.
no,
I
yeah, I have no
guarantee
idea.
it. So we'll have to kind of watch that and see if we can get all them vehicles off the residential area into the commercial property. And if we get a chance to talk to the owner, I'm sure he will, he's been most cooperative when I've talked to him. So we happen to see him, he comes in to pay a utility bill or something, let him know, or let his wife know. I would be happy to talk to him, Dwayne would be happy to talk to him, we just need to try to clean that area up a little bit. Let's see, 405 Railroad, again, junk vehicles,
They were out there cleaning stuff up the other day again, so again,
continued.
voluntary compliance, they continue to improve.
Yeah,
It looks better than it's looked the 2.5 years I've been here.
We've got our fines on hold because they are slowly making progress, which is what we want.
425 Railroad,
The last time we had a meeting, she wasn't living there, but she lives there again now.
She's back now. A lot of pallets piled up there. There's tires. It's hard to see the tires. The tires are off to the left side of the garage. You had huge stacks of pallets. There's the camper there, so. Send a letter to
send a letter.
for the junk and tires. Because those pallets haven't moved for quite some time. Not only that, if they're staying in the camper, it's a substantial fire risk if those go up, that camper's going with it.
They're living in the camper.
Well,
What they're doing.
that was up in the air a while back, but then the occupant was gone for a while to parts unknown, but they are back there now.
Where is the sewage going from that?
I don't know. I'm assuming there's utilities in the house, so maybe they're just,
There is.
They're
Use that as
actively
a-
paying utilities.
She just came in last week and paid.
as a man cave, she shed, whatever, I don't know.
See if we can verify that.
I would say that there have been other agencies at the house recently, so I'm sure that whatever's being taken care of in the house, because there are kids there, is being done in a safe manner, according to that other governmental agency.
Okay. We'll watch that one. 435 Railroad,
Got rid of the vehicles, but there's still just miscellaneous stuff strewn around. I'm not sure what the occupancy of that is. My understanding was they may not be, they're in and out, so I don't know what's going on with that property. We'll send them a letter. Like I said, the vehicles moved. I know there was some health concerns for a while.
but that whole line of trash stuff along the north side there, that, I know there's what looks like a junk garden tractor and a bunch of other metal that would be worth a couple of dollars if they got rid of it.
So we'll ship them out a letter and
Yeah, let's
see if we can get a little bit more voluntary compliance.
315 High Street, that's been an ongoing,
It
It's,
looks as good as it has for quite some time. So
that trash pile that was in the back of the yard is gone.
I can't speak specifically to the backyard. We drove down the front yesterday, and they were making progress with it last fall. So we'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah, make a drive down through the alley just to check that pile. You and I talked that one day about.
Yeah, I know a bunch of that stuff did disappear last fall. So.
Okay, where am I at? 400 High Street.
his invoice is ready to go out to the address that he doesn't accept mail from. as he continues not to accept mail from anything that we send to any address.
Which was an address that he provided when
Correct.
he was asked where to send the correspondence to. The clerk sent correspondence to that address, and then it was refused
Yep.
or returned
Now, there has been some stuff cleaned up,
a little bit.
but with the amount that there was, it doesn't look like it. And that trailer is still on the back.
Yeah.
Like I said, his invoice is ready to go, just like the other gentleman, with the same thing about being sent to the auditor's office, 8% interest, because it'll go against their taxes.
And this is going to that Columbus, Ohio address?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, go ahead and send that out to you. 320 East Shackley.
I don't have the 320 East Shackley.
That is the place that had the chickens that got rid of it. They got rid of their chickens, but now they had asked for some leniency because they were trying to sell their home. We did get pictures yesterday. I don't know what happened to them. Now I don't know if the for sale sign is still there or not. But there's stuff piled up, just junk.
And did that pickup ever move?
I don't think
The
so.
red was still there. I think we held off a little bit last fall because they were thought to move.
I think it's probably time for another letter.
Yeah, let's touch base with him and see what's going on. 400 East Shackley. A lot of that, I think, has been. That's going to be another Mark Whitman.
Yeah, this is the house is awful. And the owner is out of the hospital and residing back in Geneva.
Yeah. We went through that deal with the parking issue just recently.
So we can send, never mind, you said Mark Wynn, disregard.
Yeah, you can see there's mold run across the top of the porch. The back of the structure is in pretty bad disrepair.
And no plans that I am aware of or anybody else is aware of doing anything about
That's set the same for the last 2.5 years.
it. 435 East Shackley.
Same owner.
The same owner, they've got the garages, all kinds of debris and stuff piled up around there. That truck's still sitting there again. There was some grace given initially because of health issues and so forth. However, there's not been much improvement. Like I said, that truck's been sitting there, and I would be surprised if it ran just based on the look of it, so.
I think that's the nephew's truck. And talking to the aunt, there was some indications that that truck was going to go away. I will verify that with the aunt.
Do you want to send a letter or no?
Let's send a letter.
Okay.
Is it plated?
I don't believe so. The way it's backed in, it's difficult to
It's
see.
parked right up against the property line against the house, so you can't see it from the street. You'd have to walk on the property to see it. Tornado test is over.
Hallelujah.
That probably affected the quality of our video. 720 East Shackley.
They're fine. The vehicle's gone. We probably can move them to compliant.
Okay, let's note that on the sheet. 455 East Line, unsafe structure.
That's the old Karen share. I don't know what else.
That's going to be another.
Mark.
Jim, what was in that corner building originally years ago? Does anybody remember?
I only remember it as Carrot Share when we moved back to town in '88. I don't know what was in there before that.
A long time ago was a hard.
Was it a hardware a long time ago?
Mhm.
Is there anything in there after that?
I was gonna say there was a game room there for a while, like, you know, Kurt Bedsworth had his care and share there. It's been, I just don't, you know, like I said, years ago, I don't remember.
Back in the 20s, 30s.
Yeah, that's gonna be another.
Wig Briggs had a hardware.
That takes care of the old complaints. New complaints, 310 North Main.
I have the letter ready to go for the chicken. There's the coop in the picture.
Just to the left of the tree there, you can see their chicken coop.
Yeah.
So we'll just let them know that those
Just
aren't.
let them know about it. I'm sure that the letter has the ordinance
It does.
highlighted and everything.
It does.
They're good people, I'm sure that won't be a problem. 215 West Shackley Street. 215 West Shackley we're at.
Oh, I have pictures of that someplace. Let me jump back.
Yeah, these couple junk vehicles in the drive. There we go.
These vehicles back there set for quite some time. I think we talked to them maybe last summer in passing about them. I had some other issues there with loose dogs and so forth, so we'll launch them a letter, just let them know that those need to be taken care of. I'm not sure the red ones doesn't have a jack under the rear end of it.
120 South Main.
They were compliant for a while. Now they're not.
Um,
Junk vehicles.
they've drug this pickup truck in, there's junk parts laying behind it, so it hasn't moved for quite some time.
Now would be a good time to knock down them weeds on the west side of the house too. Let's talk to them and let's send them a letter and let's talk to them and let's give them some.
In the past, when we've sent them a letter, they've been pretty much compliant with that. I've had a couple conversations. We've had some other interactions at that house also, so.
Yeah, with the four-wheelers and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they knock them weeds down in the back now, that'll.
They go out and stomp them down, they're all dead right now, they just break over.
410 East Shackley.
They were on our list last year, became compliant, and now it's just junk all over the place.
It's hard to see with the sun, both sides of the house. This seems to be part of it's a continuation from the house next to it that we talked about earlier. So they can just clean the miscellaneous debris and stuff up and become compliant. That would be great.
But let's send them a letter.
Yep.
Two 5 Mill Street.
Just got an old junk vehicle sitting in the driveway. I don't even believe it's plated right now. It's been sitting there for quite some time. But when you send them a letter, and I mean, if it runs, they want to get it plated, insured, and it operates, that'd be great. Otherwise,
Let's make sure we contact the owner also, the owner of the property. 'Cause I think she's buying it on contract or renting. I'm not sure which it is.
I can send him a letter too.
Yeah, that he's been, when we send him a letter, he's been
Oh, yeah.
doing some stuff to help us
Right.
compliance, so. 115 East Line.
miscellaneous debris, a bunch of stuff out behind the place. I'm not sure if that's debris. They just bought that house not long ago, so I don't know if that's just leftovers from moving, or whatever. They've been real reasonable. We've dealt with this house on a couple other issues. The adults in the house were real cooperative. So that may be just an issue where they've got that left over from moving and they're waiting on big trash day, but we'll, send them a letter, chat with them and.
Yeah, see what we can find.
I guess if we can send these folks a letter letting them know that, cleanup's coming and they say that that's what they're waiting on and that they're gonna take care of it, that's all we can ask for as long as they follow up, and if not, then we'll, they can
I agree.
go to the next step.
What's that address on North Main, where the business is there, Tires and Oil?
I don't know if that's in the 500 block, maybe.
Yeah, about that, something like that, 500 or 600.
Yeah, there's just, the concern there is with the amount of tires that are, 617. The amount of tires that are being piled up there, I don't know if they're planning on getting rid of them or they're doing anything with them, but the pile keeps growing. We know that, from the health department, the tires are one of the worst offenders to breed mosquitoes. Because they hold the water and they sit there, not to mention that gives habitat for different rodents. But the other thing is they've got quite a few of the intermediate bulk containers setting out on there that they're putting, my assumption is used oil, used vehicle fluids in them. They're not protected, nor do they have any kind of secondary containment, and
There's some IDM laws that they would rely on. You have pictures of that property?
well, no.
I thought we took pictures yesterday.
All I'm trying to this is being non-compliant. No, I do not have pictures, at least on here of it. Like I said, that's just the concern that, from where that property is, that there's a storm drain right down here.
Yeah.
And that grade falls to the south, so, I know in this area we had, an IBC leaked a significant amount of oil and it was caught before it left the property, but here, it doesn't take far, and that would be my concern is with the intermediate bulk containers, if those leak oil into our,
Where are the tires and the oils stacked? The containers?
the tires are all on this side of the building, probably 4 to 6 foot tall.
Okay.
There's IBCs here, and there's also some on the back of the building. So I don't know if they're empties and fulls or what, but I know you can see, I think it's the ones here that you can see the liquid in it. Like I said, with our storm drain being right down here,
We need to check what the environmental laws are for storage and that kind of business.
yeah, and I think it talks in our nuisance. Oh, go ahead.
It should be for flammable storage.
Yeah, I think it-
Storage. And let's talk to them and see what their intents are. If we can get anything from the east side of the building, to me, I'm concerned because of the street.
Yep.
Potential of a car driving off, even though it's kind of a rough area. And get compliant for containment. And what's their plans to get rid of the tires? I mean, there's places that are coming to get them.
So that was just,
They recycle.
yeah, that just popped up on the radar, and there was some concern with that, so we thought we'd bring it to this meeting, just so that we could at least have it on the radar and
Let's
keep an eye on it.
let's do a little more investigation on that and talk to the people.
So send a letter or not send a letter?
Let's talk to them first. And if they get crappy about it, then we'll send a letter. Let's do it that way. Let's talk to them if they're congenial, they're trying to do something about it, fine, and if not, then a letter goes. I'll leave that discretion to you, Dwayne.
That's the end of the list.
An update, that car that's been on Railroad Street for forever, hasn't moved.
The van,
Yeah,
So it's, the plates are still current on it, they don't live there year round, so,
I was told through a second person that stopped in and said that van will be moved
okay.
in the next few days.
I think that's a Galloway rental too, and they're real good about taking care of that stuff.
And he stopped in and he gave our assistant notice that that will be moved in the next few days.
See, and they've been compliant the last, I know when their grass had grown up, they were out there. I mean, I felt for them, they're, a little bit, they were older than I am, and they were out there with knee-high grass on a push mower, but they were, a few hours every day, they were whacking the grass down, so.
Let me see, I still have that email. Yeah, yesterday I got an email from the deputy clerk. The owner stopped by to let the town know that the van parked in the yard will be moved this week. So we'll watch that. That's been there for a long time. That takes care of the property review, the new property reviews. Is there any other business to come before the board?
That's all I've got.
I don't have anything.
Any committee comments?
So with the review from Mark, then there's a second sheet. What's the follow-up plans?
I will contact the office and have the office make an appointment for him to be here. I think that's the easiest way to, because they're the ones that do his scheduling, his inspections and everything, and then we can get an hour or two of his undivided time.
So the town contracts with Mark's office, for his services, instead of us having our own, trying to find somebody that's qualified, for that. So Mark comes down, looks at the structures, determines if they're safe or not, and then then we can proceed, like that with a couple other buildings, if they are unsafe or need to be condemned or what needs to be taken care of. He's got the expertise to back up our ordinances and our,
And part of that
Schedules.
contract is he is our enforcement authority for our zoning violations, justice violations. So. Any other comments? If not, a motion to adjourn?
the next meeting, we want to set that before we
Yeah,
adjourn.
next meeting, April 14th. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Good to you, Jim?
Same time? 10 o'clock?
Same time, 10 o'clock here. Motion to adjourn?
Yep.
Second? All in favor, aye?
Aye.